Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss how to sort an array in ascending order using an 8085 microprocessor. Let's first of all understand what is an array. An array is a collection of elements of the same type placed in contiguous memory locations that can be individually referenced by using an index to a unique identifier. In simple terms, this means that array contains element of same type, whether it be integer elements, a float element that is decimal elements, or elements of character, etc. But it would contain the elements of same type and they are stored in contiguous memory location. That means if the first element is stored in 3001 position in memory, then the fifth element would be stored in 3005th position in memory. That means we can know position of any element in the memory given the location of the first element of the array. And for sorting the array, we are going to use the method that is bubble sort. Let's see what is bubble sort. Bubble sort is a simple sorting algorithm that compares the adjacent elements of an array and swap them if their order is wrong. The pass through the array is repeated until the list is sorted. So let's discuss each points of this statement one by one in detail. The algorithm of bubble sort. Step 1. Select the first two elements. If the first element is greater than the second, then they are swapped. Because our agenda is to sort this array in ascending order. That's why we are swapping if the first element is greater than the second. If it had been to sort in descending order, then we would swap if the first element is smaller than second element. Okay. Step 2. Now select the next two elements and swap them if they are not in order. Repeat this until the last element. This means that when the first two elements have been compared, then we would move to second and third element, then third to fourth, until we reach to the last element of the array. Now this process is repeated again and again in whole array, either n times, and that is the maximum number of times required to sort this array, or until no element is swapped. That means if in a single iteration no element has been swapped, that means the array is already sorted and there is no need to further go through the array again and again. Step 4, the final obtained result would be completely sorted array. Okay, that is simple to understand. Let's move. Now we will see how to use this method of sorting the array in the program that we are going to create. First, let's see the flowchart of the complete program. This might look a little complicated, but don't worry. We will see each one of the points one by one. So let's first start with the initialization phase. The initialization. We are naming this section begin because we would need to come back to this position when we go further down the flowchart. First, the first line is LXI H, 2000H. That means we are storing the value 2000H in the HL register pair. The reason for doing this is to moving the pointer to the point where the array is stored. The second line is MVI D, 00H. In this program, we are using D as the register that will keep the record of if any swapping has taken place in this particular iteration. Okay. Then we will do move C, M. That means we are moving the contents of memory location that is pointed by HL pair to the register C. The memory location 2000H contains the size of the array that is going to be sorted. Now we are decreasing C to initialize the first iteration. Okay. Increase H to go to the next memory location that is 2001H, that is the position of first element of the array, the first iteration. Now we would go through the comparing phase of this program. First we will move the contents of memory location M to the register A so that the first element of the array is stored in the accumulator A. Now increase H to go to the second memory location and now compare M. CMPM. It would compare the contents of memory location and the accumulator. The process is it would do A minus M. If A is less than M, then the carry flag would be updated to value 1. Otherwise, it would remain 0. So now we will check if the carry flag is 1. If the carry flag is 1, that means that A is already smaller than M and there is no need of swapping. Otherwise, If carry flag is not 1, that means A is greater than M and we need to swap the elements. That's why we are writing JC skip. Skip is the name of the section of this code that will be discussed in some time. Okay. First we will see what would happen if the swapping action needs to take place. We will move the contents of memory location to the register B. Remember, currently HL pair was pointing to the second element of the array. So the second element of the array would be stored in register B. Now we will move the contents of accumulator, that was the first element of the array, to the memory location M. Now at the second position, first element has been updated. Now we would decrease H to go to the original position of the first element, and here we will move the contents of register B to the memory location, and that completes the swapping part. Now we would increase H to go to the original position of the pointer. Now we would update the register D to be equals to 0 1. Why? Because it would simply represent that a swapping action had took place in this particular iteration. In case the swapping action was not needed, we would simply decrease C to show that a single comparison had been done in this particular iteration, and then we would see if the contents of register C had become 0 or not. If they had become 0, that means all the comparison of this particular iteration had been completed and we can move further down the code. If they are not completed, we have to again repeat the compare section of this code. That's why we are moving. That's why we are writing DCRC to decrease the value of C register by 1, and then we are doing JNZ compare. JNZ means J not 0. What does it mean is that is the value in C register has become 0 or not. If they have become 0, we can proceed further down the code. Otherwise, we would repeat the compare section of this code. Now, in the case when the contents of the register C has become 0, we would move to the next step, that is to check whether any swapping had took place in this particular iteration or not. For this, we would first move the contents of the register D to the accumulator A. We are doing this simply because every operation like rotate, write or any other operation would happen only in the register A. The next step is simply rotate write step. RRC stand for rotate write accumulator, and it would simply move all the bits of to right and move the last and it would it would simply move all the bits to the right and move the last least significant bit to the first position as well as in the carry flag register. This step was simply done to move the information that if any swap has took place or not to the carry flag. In case if no swap had took place, the contents of register D would have been 0 and carry flag would have contained after the rotating operation value equals to 0. But since some swapping had took place in this particular iteration, carry flag would become 1. Now we would check if the value contained in carry flag is 0 or 1. If it is 1, that means at least one swap has took place in this particular iteration, and you would repeat all the steps again from the beginning. From the first step by moving H again to the position of the memory location that contained the size of the array, and again updating D to 00H and so on and so forth. In case of no swapping taking place in a particular iteration, the function would simply move to the last step, that is halt. It would stop the function, and after completion of this program, the memory location 2000 would still contain the size of the array, but now the further element would contain the sorted array. Using this method, we could sort array of up to the size of 255 elements. This is because of the fact that C contains the size of the array, and since C is a 8-bit register, the maximum value it could contain is FF, and that would represent an array of size of 255 elements. Now, since we have discussed the theory, let's see the practical working of this program. Here I have already written this program. Here on the memory location 2000, we would first write the size of the array. Let's say the size of the array is 5. And the contents of array are 12, 10, 5, 14, and 17. Now let's do step by step execution of this program. First step is LXI H, 2000H. LXI stands for load in register pair immediately in the register pair HL the value 2000H. This would move the value 2000H to the register pair HL. Second step stands for move immediate in the register D the value 00H. Here H in the ending stands for hexadecimal number system. This is just to make sure that we are all talking about the hexadecimal system. Next, move C, M. That means move in the register C the contents of memory location pointed by HL pair. After this step, the value 5 has been moved to the register C. Now decrease C. To represent the first iteration has to be started. Now we would increase H. I and X stand for increase register pair. H here represent HL register pair. This would increase the value of HL pair by 1. And now the HL pair is at the memory location of the first element of the array. Here you can see A has been updated with the value of data, that is 12. But you can see that 12 and 0C are looking different. This is because GNU is writing all these datas, and the representation of 12 in hexadecimal system is basically C, that is 0C. That is why the value 0C has been written here. Now we will increase H to go. Now we will increase H to go to the next memory location. Compare the contents of accumulator to the current memory location, that is second element. And as you can see, 12 and 10 are not in order. That means 12 is greater than 10 and the swapping has to take place. That is why during this operation JC skip, JC means are the contents of C equals to 1. That here the contents of C are not 1 because A is greater than M. So we would not go to the skip step and would move to the swapping step. Move B to M, that is now 10 would be moved to the register B. Contents of the accumulator would be moved to the address 2002. Here you can see it has been updated. H would be decreased to go to the 2001 memory location. And now the contents of B, that was 10 in decimal system, would be updated here. See, increase H to again go to the memory location 2002 and move immediate the value 01 to the register D, that is representing at least one swapping action has been took place in this particular iteration. Decrease C to represent that one comparison has been done, and see that if all the comparison, that is in this case 4 comparison, because the size is 5 and the comparison in a single iteration would have been 4. R4 comparison has been done. Since the answer is no at this particular moment, we would move back to the compare step. Now I'm going to skip quickly through this particular iteration by placing a stop execution point at this step. And this step would occur only if all the 4 comparison of this particular iteration has been done. After the end of first complete iteration, the current value of array is 10, 5, 12, 14, 17. Now we are going to check if any one swapping action has been took place in this particular iteration. And as we have already saw in the first iteration itself, swapping had took place, and that's why the value of register D is 0, 1. We are going to move the contents of D in accumulator. The content has been moved to A. Now we have done a rotate right operation that has made the carry flag to be equal to 1. And since the carry flag is 1, we are going back to the beginning and again repeating one more iteration. I am again skipping to show directly that what happens if no swapping action has took place. Now as you can see, in the beginning of this iteration, the array has been completely sorted. So there would be no swapping action in this particular iteration. So the carry flag would remain 0. So after the end of this complete iteration, we are going to see that when we move the contents of accumulator D, that is 0, to A, we are going to get 0, 0 in accumulator. And after the rotation, the flag C would become 0 and the sorting has been completed. So we would move to the halt step and this would finish the program. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you have clearly understand how to use bubble sort algorithm to sort any array using 8085 microprocessor. Thank you.